If you do not understand trend, you are like a matador covered in red and chained to a pole before an angry bull. It's a matter of time before you feel the impact. But in this case, what I'm talking about is your equity. You watch it deplete, understand trend, and become proficient. If you're here for the first time, welcome to Chesslock Trades. Please like, share, subscribe, and click on the notification bell. This improves our algorithm. And also, if you're a beginner trader, please stop, go to the description below and see the videos that you need to watch to build your strong foundation. That is the Forex Foundation class. It's very vital you have a strong core before you come to these fundamentals of technical analysis. Without further ado, let's get into trend identification. At the end of this video, you would understand how to draw a trend in its basic form, and you gain some insights about trends in preparation for your in-depth technical analysis. Don't forget, the name of this episode is Fundamentals of Technical Analysis, which is aimed to build a solid foundation before we go into in-depth technical analysis. So let's get to it right now. Now, there are two terms you hear all through the course of learning trends, which is highs and lows. It's important that we understand highs and lows before we jump into trend identification. It was a dodgy concept for me when I was learning, so I thought to debunk it before we enter into trend identification. So the high of a market is the highest point it has gotten to in a period of time. The low is the lowest it has gotten to in a period of time. And the highs and the lows of the market, they are relative as well, depending on where you are looking at. So I'm going to show you the concept in just few minutes. So if a market is moving, for example, this way, you remember how the market moves in an uptrend and it stops here, for example. In this market now, the low of the market is this and the high of the market is this. So this is the highest point the market has gotten, the most expensive point, and the cheapest point is this point. But within this highest and the cheapest point, there are still highs and lows as well. For example, this is a high and this is a low. This is a high and this is a low, and then this is a high. But in the general sense, this is the high of the market and this is the low of the market. So it is relative, but I hope you understand this concept. That means within the highest point of the movement of the market and within the lowest point, there are still highs and lows in the market. Let me show you this with the candles, with the real chart. So I drew this green line, these horizontal lines, to remove your focus from this point and this point. I just want you to focus on what is happening in here. So this market from up here moved down to this point, right? Let me delete this, delete this, delete that. So if you were in this market trading, you would know that this is the highest it has gone. Remember how to find your price? Your price is just towards here. You see that any other price that is here, for example, this price down here, where's my, sorry, this price down here is a low price. So when you are rewatching this video, just compare the prices. You see that as you're moving down, lower price, as you're going up, higher price. So this is the highest point this market has gone to. So you can identify this as your high. And then if you just look at it, you know that this is the lowest point the market has gotten to. This place here, you can identify this as your low. So you see, but now within this high and this low, there are others that happened in between. Let me show that to you. So the market came down. Sorry, let me remove this. The market came down this way and made a low here. So let me just put a point there. The market made a low here at this point, and then it made a high here, low at this point, made a high, made a low, made a high, made a low, high, low, high, then made the low of the market. So you see, there were a series of highs and lows that happened here before the low of the general market was made. And then it made a high, low, then kept on moving till it got to wherever it's going to. So the concept of high and low is just increase in price. But when you look at the general market, you can see the highest point and the lowest point of the market. But in between those ones, there are movements of price. With that being said, let's jump into trend identification. In anything you, whether you're trading the forex market or you're trading the stock, indices, Bitcoin, there are two types of trend, and it's been mentioned in the previous session, which is uptrend and downtrend. In the mainstream information about trend, your uptrend is making higher lows and higher high. Let me show you what I mean. When your market is moving this way, so you remember your lows and your highs, it started at this point and it started from a low, right? So I want to spot it for you. So it started from a low. Let me make this a bit smaller. It started from a low, right? And then it made a high here. Then from this high, it made another low. Sorry, forgive me. It made a low here. Then it made another high here. Then it made another low here. And then another high here. So you see, sorry, forgive my tools. So an uptrend is defined by higher lows and higher highs. So what it means is that in an uptrend, you find out that your lows this first low, this low is higher than this low, and this low is higher than this low, and this high and this high is higher than this high. This is what mainstream knowledge about uptrend is, that if you are in an uptrend, the market will make higher lows and higher highs. So let me show you that, because I like being practical so that you see the market for what it is. I don't know why my trading view is hooking, but let's just manage. So this move here is an uptrend. So let us identify the highs and the lows. Let me use my brush to do that. So this is a low and this is a high. This is a low and this is a high. This is a low and this is a high, but it's a very small high, so you can leave that. So this is a low and this is a high. So you see, when you compare it to the ideal movement of the market, you see it's the same thing. If you draw a horizontal line to them, you see that they are not touching each other. You see? So you see that the lows are getting higher and the highs are getting higher as well. So this thing you see here is a definition of an uptrend in the market. So it doesn't look beautiful like the way I've drawn it here, but it's just understanding the concept of highs and lows that will help you identify that there is a trend in this market. So let's remove these. Sorry. So also in the downtrends, it's the same thing. You remember in your previous class as well, downtrend goes this way, goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down. So that means in the downtrends, it starts from a high. Your downtrend starts from a high, right? And makes a low, and makes a high, and makes a low. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, that makes it easy for us. So you see, downtrend starts from a high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low. So remember that in an uptrend, you remember that we said it makes higher lows and higher highs. So in your uptrend, everything is high. But now in your downtrend makes lower lows and lower highs. So the watchword here is still low and high. You see why I went back to explaining the highs and the lows. So we're talking about whether it's higher or lower. So in your uptrend, everything is higher. Higher lows, higher high. In your downtrend, everything is lower because it's reducing. It's always reducing. Lower highs and lower lows. So this is what your uptrend is. But trust me, you don't need to start memorizing higher lows, higher high. Everything is practical. Let me remove all these drawings and let's go into the market and just show so that we identify it ourselves, because when you are practical in trading, that's why one thing in trading, no matter how you learn it, you need mentorship. The mentors will always put you in the right direction fast, as opposed to reading and everything. So you see, let's look at this place now because it's a clear uptrend. as it's moving up. You don't need anybody to tell you whether it's uptrend or not. It's moving. So let's identify our highs and lows. This is a low, this is a high, this is a low, this is a high. You mustn't identify all the smaller ones. Just make it broad. This is a low, this is a high, this is a low, this is a high, this is a low, this is a high. Then coming to your downtrends, let's get to the downtrends. In your downtrends, this is a high, this is a low, this is a high, this is a low, this is a high, this is a low, this is a high, this is a low. So you see, it's same thing. It's just that it's not ideal like the way when you draw it when it's looking very good, but just the very concept of it would help you see it. When you just understand that when the market is moving, it's making highs and lows depending whether it's going up or down. You know that when it's from down, you're starting from low, high, low, high. Then when it's coming from down, highs, lows, highs, lows, highs, lows. So this is what a trend is. But now in technical analysis, we identify exact trends, right? We identify exact trends to know the direction of the market and the information we can get from the past that will enable us to take a decision in the future. And remember, everything I'm showing you here is just the general knowledge. By the time we go into in-depth technical analysis, we will do more. So please, intermediate traders, advanced traders, you have to be patient with us as we build holistically through this course. So in technical analysis, we identify trend using our rays. So our rays, if you have watched my trading view video, this is our ray, the one that draws this way, this one. So let me draw my beautiful trends again. So in your technical analysis, when a market is moving upwards and you want to identify a trend, what you're trying to identify is no more all those spots that we are pointing. You are trying to identify a trend or a high and a low that really connects the markets together, because that is the information you need for your technical analysis. You don't need all the highs and the lows that are happening inside here. Although you know this is an uptrend, but you don't need all the highs and the lows. You need to connect with a ray to now get the highs and the lows that you need for your uptrend and the highs and the lows you need for your downtrend. For example, with this I've drawn, if I use my ray and I connect from the low and to the next high, that will show me the trend of the market. And if it's a downtrend, this way, from low, high, low, high, low, high, low, you take your ray as well. You start from the high and connect to the next high to show you the trend. So with that being said, let's go to the practical aspect of it. So this trend here that happened here. So the lowest point of this uptrend, like we said, is this point, and the next high is this point, right? So if you're drawing a trend, you take your ray, you put on the first point, you have to make use of your magnet. Anyway, we're not going into that. And then to the next high there. And that is your trend. Don't worry about what happened to why is it not holding everything. Don't worry, we are not in in-depth technical analysis. It's just for you to understand why and how we identify the trend. So you have to go to the next high. This is the next, sorry. What is my tool doing to me today? So this is the next high there. Let me make it broad so that we can see. So you see I connected it to the next high. At some point it was this, right? But don't worry, I'm connecting it to this high. So this is how we identify our trends. If it's for the downtrend, we go to the market and we see that the market was falling down. Let's go for this. Yeah. So let me delete this. So this is the high of the market. You take your ray, put it here, and the next high is that one there. And that is a trend. Don't worry about the rest of the market, what it's doing and why it's doing it. No. It's just this is how you draw your trends from the first place to the next place. You identify your trend. There are, like for example, if I'm going to go further away from the cost content, if this trend has been broken, you have a new low, and this is a trend. But that's not what we are talking about. The first trend you draw is the next high, the next high for the downtrend, because the trend on its own shows you a lot of information, and this is the part one of trend identification. From the part two, we are going to elaborate on it, and that would be the next video. So I hope this just sheds a light on how to draw a trend. The insights that trend gave will be addressed in the next video, which will be trend insights. I will break down a lot of things that happen, breaking of trend and all of that. I'm going to break that down. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, subscribe. We appreciate your presence in our channel. Thank you so much and have a wonderful trading week ahead.